no malice towards you because you're making choices and I have to respect your choices. If your choices are behaviors that cause me pain and problems, I still respect your choices, but I won't be allowing you to engage in that behavior causing me pain and problems in my life. And that is yet still my choice. See, and so many of us choose not to make that choice because it's difficult, because you got those looming things. Oh, that's your family. Oh, that's your mother. Oh, guess what? If you're causing me a problem and it's legit, because I'm balanced, right? I'm not in my feelings about it. I've done some math on it. If I mathed it out and it's not looking good, done. Rip the Band-Aid off. I don't actually have the time. I'm not going to make the time to allow these circumstances to encroach on my quality of life. Perspective is a hell of a drug. So my family told my youth that I chose not to engage with them, insinuating that I just randomly decided everything was wonderful, they were doing great, everything was fantastic, and I just decided not to deal with them. Myself being a very rational, logical, and balanced individual, I'm thankful for that. I'm glad to say that I have arrived at this place where I am capable and being functional in my self-mastery and impulse control and, etc. That their behavior isn't changing me. Okay. However, I will change if your behavior becomes detrimental to my peace of mind and my sanity and my solace. Yeah. So it didn't randomly just occur that I just stopped dealing with these individuals. What I did though, was I didn't involve my youth in my circumstances with my family, because the majority of the things that we had been working through, that I was engaging with them for over 25 years, attempting to repair, rebuild, develop new habitual behaviors in relationship with them. And unfortunately, they're just incapable of having healthy relationships. It just is what it is. So many of us are like this though, and we're not dealing with the root causes of our behavior, and we're not in efficacy about changing our behavior. So since all of these things happened before my youth was born, and it just became more and more apparent as year would pass and year would pass, and I was basically having one-sided relationships. I'm growing and offering olive branches and providing forgiveness and holding new space, but nobody's moving. Nobody is making any adjustments. They're continuing to go along and get along. And I realize that most people surround themselves in environments that don't challenge them. They're with the 5, 10, 15 people, cutesy little clubs and crews of people who just participate in your illusion. I'm not a Christian. I don't participate in that depth of acceptance and that mental programming. To those who do, I'm not knocking you. But let's be very clear. I have a right to choose the path that I take, right? So they walk that journey. I don't walk that journey. My behavior is born of my own volition, right? My own guidance, myself in the divine center. I myself am law. Yes. Okay. So I don't need to be curtailed, right? I have control of those things. If you do or don't, that is still yet your journey. And I respect that. But I won't be participating in it. But this is what they told my youth, to create confusion. Because what I could have did was been messy, which is what most of us do. We messy. We involve our children in our messy. We get into these wild out arguments and we have these big outbursts and these uncouth experiences. Mind you, I come from this family. I could have the same behaviors that they have. I came from the same community. I could have the same behaviors and attitudes and engagements with circumstances, but I have been choosing otherwise since I was very young. That stuff looked crazy and weird to me. I never participated in it. Never did. It's not a new behavior for me. It's normal for me not to engage in that foolishness. But that's not what they told my youth. And since my youth was raised with me for a certain part of his life, and then was raised in an environment where people behave like this for a portion of his life, and that's the easy default because there are no rules there. Everybody just kind of get it how you live, flim-flam, you treat people how you want to, take what you want because that's what I need, forget what you need, da, 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 da. Like this is how we carry on. And as long as we can file in and do our little matrix things, copy, paste, regurgitate, that okay, we get our little clap it upsons and ribbons and bows and things from that, For us, that was good enough. We can ish on each other and who cares and whatever, he cold on to one another, and family, friends, community, etc. But perception is a hell of a drug, because they told my youth that I just decided not to talk to them. Really? And that's how you're going to leave it, period? And that then turns it as I have a problem. That's the presentation that I've done something to cause harm. Mind you, I've never kept my youth from engaging with them because I wanted him to know his family. I wanted him to know that he got people out here. But I respectfully disengage, like completely disengage. I'm not teeter-tottering and I have no malice towards you because you're making choices and I have to respect your choices. If your choices are behaviors that cause me pain and problems, I still respect your choices, but I won't be allowing you to engage in that behavior causing me pain and problems in my life. And that is yet still my choice. See, and so many of us choose not to make that choice because it's difficult, because you got those looming things. Oh, that's your family. Oh, that's your mother. Oh, guess what? If you're causing me a problem and it's legit, because I'm balanced, right? I'm not in my feelings about it. I've done some math on it. If I math it out and it's not looking good, done. Rip the Band-Aid off. I don't actually have the time. I'm not going to make the time to allow these circumstances to encroach on my quality of life. I've worked too hard for it. It is my piece of joy. It is my portion of abundance and goodness. And I'm not allowing no one to offend that. And we got to be resolute around that conversation. It's important that I preserve my capacity and faculties. But they told my son their interpretation, and within their limited scope of understanding, clearly, mathematically, you have a limited scope. Because what you did was you were deceptive. And you gave this information out of perspective to my youth to imply that I held a problem, that I was the problem. But this is not the first time that this has happened to me in various spaces in my life. But you know some things about me? I'm very consistent. I'm very consistent. Anything you practice, you get good at. So whoever told you, whatever they told you, if you observe me long enough, you're going to find out that they was lying. But what happens is so many of us, we like the drama. So we're more apt to accept and be willing to embrace something that is untrue but engaging than to accept something that is true and boring. Because it's boring for me to just say, nope, they was misbehaving. And I was like, bye. The end. End of story. Than it is to talk about the drag them out and what happened, and she was in the group home and this and that, and she was over there with them people, and then and all of that stuff can be said to encourage this parasitic nastiness that we love and engage and enjoy because we've learned to receive dopamine boosts of joy from those kinds of dysfunctional behavior. And that was a trained in behavior. But we're not willing to change it because it's a part of us now. And the only way for you to change that family, friend, foe, community, whomever, is for you to disengage with that behavior, those frequencies, and the things that produce that energy. Reprogram yourself into liking something healthy, something better, taking that away. But that is the work. That is a part of the myriad landscape of work in order to fill that wall with all those gaps. Because them folks been running interference on your development for a long time. So you got a lot and 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 a lot of work inside that wall in order to fortify that wall with all those gaps. It doesn't matter how many bells, whistles, ribbons, and clap it up that you get in the matrix. The matrix wants you to, through positive reinforcement, to be very comfortable with your position and your come-upsons in the matrix so that you will continue with positive reinforcement to create more of the same. More of the dysfunction, more of the foolishness, more of the noise, more of the deception that you use to manipulate others in your space. And you continue to radiate that energy that continues to duplicate and create ripples in the social link. Yeah, that's how it goes. And on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Peace, power, and blessings, family. Felt like coming in and dropping that in you. Nephara. And I'm out. Peace, power, and blessings. Sawabona and namaste.